Hey guys, how's it going? We're gonna do some round baling here, and we're gonna collect the bales and wrap them today here. This is the Farming Simulator 25 early access for these of you guys just tuning in for the first time today. Um, Earlier I cultivated a couple fields, harvested two. We got into making some hay. I kind of slapped a farm together. I'm not the best at placing placeables or building farmyards, but I was able to kind of slap this together. So slowly in the process of making hay, or I should say haylage. Rapid bales with this Anderson wrapper here as soon as we're ready to rock here. So let's get started. Send the windrower home. Just throw it over here in the yard. Oh, position is blocked or unreachable. You have to excuse me, I'm not the best with the AI system. Oh, I think I know why it won't go. I gotta flip it around. I told you I'd be back. I just was hoping to be back sooner, but you know, it's just how life goes. Okay, I think if I flip this around, this guy will actually go this time. Fold him in. Either that, or I've never tried the road AI on this guy, so it might not be set up. Oh, yep, target is unreachable. Okay, one more try. I'm gonna drive him over here this time. Yeah, it doesn't want to go. Try it one more time. We'll put it on the road. Huh. All right. I know this guy can drive places. There. Okay, there. Let's go over to the gas station. Yeah, it's the Moonlight Special, Fender. Oh, I gotta. He's definitely struggling there. See if we can get this field all baled up tonight. Should be able to. My goal is to try and I want to go through as much net wrap as I can. I want to see what if it looks any different when I change it out to the other style. But I got to make like 40 something bales, or sorry, over 80 bales I think total. And it looks like the yield's not so good in this field. Let me know if I'm still lagging in first person. I think I may have solved the problem. Hey Keith, I remember you talking to you back in the Mercer video days. That's going way back. I know, Derry. It had singles, it just didn't have the dual hubs, so I will get this out to you guys day one. I'm not gonna drop public mods or anything like that while I'm in early access. I don't think that's really I think that's kind of frowned upon. Still lagging in first person. Okay. Well, I turned my graphics settings down, and I also changed the stream latency. I don't know how to solve it at this point, guys. I'm sorry. I guess I'll be doing a lot of third person. Or it could just be the Challenger. Have we tested? Have we messed around with other vehicles? Are you able to do crossplay? I don't know. I don't think it was ever confirmed. I think it's one of those things that should still exist. Oh, sorry. First person again. I don't see why they'd take crossplay away. That's interesting that it lags in first person. But I have to agree though, like the biggest change here is putting the singles on this thing. Makes this thing a much better baler tractor. I was gonna TED this, but I kind of like really hate the idea of TEDing. So I decided we're just wrapping it. And then I thought about chopping it, but I thought other than hooking the trailer to the chopper, there's just no way to. There's no easy way to actually do it in single player. And I'm assuming BC Bueller's in bed, so I can't ask him to play multiplayer with me. Thanks, Fender. I actually found a bit of a surprise while I was messing around with the wheel configs on this, but we'll keep that under our hats till the 12th. I know. I wish the grass would just dry on its own. Oh, the Myers are a need. Like, everybody ran Myers in 22, except me. I never got that big on my farm. If I did, though, I would have ran them. So I'm going to force my frame rate to 60 FPS here. Then we're going to try the interior again in a second. And let me know if it still lags, guys. Because I'm curious. And I'm also curious if it's this tractor, or if it's just the game in general, or if it's just my connection. So let's try first person one more time. I can definitely see a frame rate drop when I go into first person as well. And I wonder if there's a graphic setting I can change. You're making it into the PC world, eh? What'd you get for a PC? Gary, do you know if the other streamers are having issues in first person? Oh. I don't think they changed it. I honestly think the easiest way, though, would be for me to just peep into the files. Because haylage and corn silage all end up as silage when they're fermented. The only time they look different is if you ferment a bale and then put the Anderson wrapper. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I love the new driving physics. That's something they didn't really touch on, I don't think. Unless it was one of those FarmCon videos I never watched. But, like, the driving physics are just way better. Most laptops, if they are gaming laptops to run the game, just make sure they have an RTX 4050 or better in it. Because that's what my laptop is. I'm not on my laptop, though. I'm on my desktop. But my specs are BK3. I just put a Ryzen 5 5600X in, and I'm running 32 gigabytes of RAM, I believe, an assortment of solid-state drives and hard drives, and an RX 5700 XT, which is the competitor to, I believe, the 2070 from NVIDIA back in 2019. So it's a pretty dated setup, but as you can see, it's still. I turned my settings down. They were running at very high. I turned them down to high, and I don't really see a visual difference. It's still a very visually pleasing game, and I'm very impressed with it.
Testing.
Hey, Derry, it's been a while.
Hey there, yeah. I figured it'd be easier to jump into VC than try and clog up the stream chat.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
So, yeah, in regards to your question about performance, I've been limiting my spoilers on the game, but I was watching Farmer Klein's stream earlier today, and he was having very similar lag that you were. It was in first and third person, though, and he was able to clear it up. Like, he mostly drives in third person, so I never saw the first person, but he cleared up most of his stuff. I think he said there was a lot of reconfiguring on his stream software that he had to do. So I think you just kind of have to mess with the settings, from what I've heard. Haven't seen too many people with issues.
Just trying to think what I can mess with. I'm not really the best at even understanding what half that stuff does in that streaming software. I know I might be able to try turning the bitrate down. What I need to do is...
I think he might have done that. He used a couple keywords, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but that sounds like one of them.
I'll have to mess with it. I wonder why it's a struggle, because like he's got a full streaming setup.
Yeah, and some of those guys are like really proficient with their settings and have done content creation for ages.
And then there's me. I just throw some numbers at it and see what sticks.
That's where I'd be at, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've been dropping I was dropping under 60 a lot in the last video. I do need to build a new PC or at least upgrade my graphics card, but I'll cross that bridge when it comes, you know, most likely on Black Friday. See what comes up for sales. That'd be a good setup there, Fender. But yeah, Derry, I don't know how much lower I could put the bitrate and have the video still be enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty high quality right now. You got it in...
It's only at 480p.
Oh, really?
Unless it flipped back to 720. Unless it flipped back to...
It is 480, but it didn't look that bad from my screen. I'm also running it on one of my old dairy farm monitors. So I don't really have a good judge of quality, I guess.
Yeah.
Not even 16.9.
Oh wow, that's an old monitor, so it must look perfect on there. I'm hoping to stream for at least an hour and a half there, the Beast. I'm just imagining it's like a 15-inch little tiny monitor. Or whatever they were, the little square monitors. This looks like a really good round bailing setup. Like, I really pieced this together pretty well.
Yeah, the thing I noticed was, wow, we can actually put together a really good-looking setup day one with base game equipment. I don't think we've ever had something like that, unless it's a massive 60-foot planter or something.
Yeah, pretty much sticking the 1775 NT on a 8RT was probably the best we could do previous.
Yep.
I'm still not a fan of New Holland's redesign of all their equipment. Or, well, most of their equipment. I don't think they're ever going to redesign the 185 or FP240. I think they're just going to drop those at some point.
Yeah, those will probably head out. You talking about the all yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Are they going 100% yellow, or are they keeping some red and blue around?
I know the blue for the tractors, the yellow is going to be for combine, and I think they're ditching the red on their hay and forage lineup.
Which is sad.
I can't remember what else they keep red, though. I don't think they have much outside of tractors and hay equipment, really.
No, they had a very short-lived run of planters and tillage equipment. I know NEFG did their... they had a disc at one point that NEFG made. Never released it, but... That's when I realized...
CNH covers a lot of the tillage and of how they're put together at this point.
I think on, like, I don't know if they're gonna come up with a new pull type forage harvester or what, because like there's only 2 left on the North American market, isn't there? The Dion Scorpion and the FP240.
Yeah.
And they move enough FP240s in a year. Like I'm in Silage Kings and guys are buying new ones all the time.
Yeah. No, those guys are. If you ask one of the guys in there, you'll either get a Dion or an FP240 most of the time. I can't remember if John Deere is still making their 3970. I think we talked about this a month ago or so.
They dropped it. It's gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Middle of COVID.
I think. And I think the only other noticeable brand in the North America is JF Stoll, and that's
They don't make corn heads for theirs though, do they?
I don't think so. I mean, most of the time when guys are running pull types these days, they're doing grass and haylage, and they'll contract out the silage from what I've seen. You
Fair
see guys
enough.
doing corn silage just because they've got like a handful of 20 to 50 acre fields.
Yeah. Oh, I
That's how
I
we
still see
started
pull
when we got
types.
our 240.
That makes sense. When I see pull types all the time though, so it's like normal for me.
Yeah, no, we were the only pull type for like 500 miles besides guys who were chopping spearmint.
Why do the spearmint guys use pull types?
Some of them do, some of them don't. It
Oh.
depends on the size of the operation.
It's
But
just anytime I've
there's-
ever seen a video of it.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing with pull types is you usually pull trailed.
Yeah.
So with the guys running self-propelled, they still pull the wagons behind them, but they're semi-trailers, so they have a special dolly on the chopper.
Oh,
with,
okay.
the fifth wheel plate.
That makes sense. Yeah, because
But,
those
I mean,
those trailers are designed to steam the oil right out of the mint.
yeah, so they get it a straight shot into the box, and they try and minimize loss on that.
That
Because
makes sense.
the oil is so precious compared to something like corn silage, where you're hauling out so many trucks that if you spill a bit on the ground, it's just going to be organic material for next crop.
And of course, with mint, it's like there's so little oil in there. Like you need, and obviously you need so little to get what you need at a mint, but you still, you know what I mean? Like I've seen the windrows when they do mint. They're thin. Like, oh, we finally.
Yeah, it's much more high value crop.
That makes sense. I wonder if we'd ever see it in Farm Sim.
I had plans in doing it in 22, but that was also when I thought I had the audacity to make a Washington map. And I figured out, yeah, you're doing this as a hobby. Slow down a second and just finish your tractors.
Yeah. And like 22, the beginning of 22 was rough for me. I had a lot going on in life, and obviously, you know, I went in way too hard, way too fast with converting everything, and it just caught up to me, on top of just everything else in life.
Yeah, I managed to take it slow enough where I didn't burn myself out completely, but I also I got a comfortable number of projects in and went from knowing nothing about modding besides cutting out DFMEP to being able to release a full tractor lineup.
Oh man, that 8000 series is top notch. I wish I would have got to use it in 22. Like I was planning on, and I mean it's not too late to not give up, but I was planning on like running Richlands till I had like modern equipment. But I feel like by the time I get there, that what would be available in 25 would surpass it, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
But because when I made those plans, I didn't have access to the full list of equipment in 25.
Yeah, we didn't know how good or bad it was going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's funny though because I might not be leaving 22 as far behind as I think I might be, because my brother and I have a multiplayer save we keep up on 22 every now and again. And
Oh, yeah?
we'll have to see if he's got my old laptop with integrated graphics.
Oh.
We'll have to see if that can even run 25.
Oh, I think he'd be pushing it.
I mean, he's pushing it in 22. He gets lagged driving around our farm with
Oh man, what map were
5
you on?
tractors. Do you know what the hauler is?
No, I've never heard of it.
So you know the Flint Hills crew 19?
Oh yeah.
Whatever mapping. There's one guy, I think his name was Sam, and he kind of branched off and he had plans to do his own map, his own mapping projects in 22 on his own.
Yeah, I remember who Sam is.
Yeah, Solo Sam. And he did manage to put one out. After that, he kind of slipped back and didn't really do much. But his map for 22 was called the Holler. It's a 1x out of Tennessee.
I think I may have actually heard of it.
Yeah, mostly square field. Some of them follow the terrain, so it's super basic, but it's perfect for what my brother and I are doing.
Yeah. I'm forever thankful for Richland. So like that was the map that actually finally got me back to playing Farm Sim. But again, like I'm still sitting here, you know, like I wish I would have gotten to enjoy it more. And that was my same problem with Autumn Oaks. Is like I didn't get to. As soon as the new game comes out, it's like it's hard for me to even think about playing the old one.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. And I was thinking the other day about what maps I was gonna miss the most coming out of 22, because I actually, for the first time in forever, I managed to get a decent save game going on a few different ones, and I think the one that actually stuck with me the longest was oh gosh, why am I blanking on the name now? UMRV being one of them, and I think Tahitian.
I never played on either of those, to be honest. I kind of looked at UMRV, never touched Tahitian.
Tahitian's a rough play with all the performance issues, and UMRV was kind of rough around the edges, but once you settle in with the right dairy operation, I find it hard to not stick with something.
Yeah. For me, Richlands, the Richlands edit was like the ideal map. Like that was like Autumn Oaks was just it was there. You know, Buddy came to me with all those barns that were modified to look realistic and everything, and I'm like, all right, this is going down. You know, like it had a nostalgia vibe to it too for me, but at the end of it all, it wasn't really my type of farming. Like, yeah, I love the dairy farming, but like the hills and whatnot are not what I'm familiar with. Large H's Richlands is like so much closer to what I see every day, and like to answer Fender's question, would what would I like to see converted first? Um, Ideally Large H's Richlands, but I don't know what it would look like in 25. Ideally, just a new map made. You know,
Yeah,
get Large
I mean,
H to. What I'd like to see is a Great Lakes region map somewhere in Michigan or Ontario where you're growing green beans, peas, sugar beets, potatoes, you know, regular cereal grains, canola, corn, dairy. You know, I have dairy farming. You know, as many of the in-game features in a realistic area as possible.
yeah,
And
it's been
they're
brought up so many times in the Discord, you almost wonder how it won't happen.
yeah, and not to mention the idea of having edible beans now that swathers are in the base game. I know they're DLC, but the actual functionality for them is in the base game. Like I was going through I was going through the files like crazy. I was waiting for it to install. The installation took a while. I'm gonna be honest. Thanks, Trent. All the row crop setup's actually available in the base game. All I did was add the dual hubs. I never even looked at the OG Richlands. I don't know how much Large H changed. Like I know he added the one farm with the tie stall, but I don't know if the free stall was already there or not.
I don't think the freestyle was there either. You would not recognize a lot of the original Richlands map.
Really?
From what I can remember, most of the farms were not nearly the same. I mean, obviously not the same level of functionality, but also not the same level of intricacy. I think there was like a couple pastures and sheds at each of them, but they also, I know H completely reworked the field layouts in the southwestern area where that freestall is, and they cut up a couple of fields.
All I know is he did an amazing job on that map. Like I know he doesn't think very highly of it because I mean it has a few hiccups, But I mean, you can't make a cake like that without breaking a few eggs.
Hmm. Well, I don't think H gives himself enough credit for his maps sometime anyway.
No.
Because I mean, like, shoot, they're not top quality, but you don't have to be Oxygen David to put something out that's decent in this game that people will enjoy. Not everybody's looking for the highest quality stuff in life.
No, I'm looking to recreate what I'm, familiar with.
Hmm.
And that got it closer than anything I ever made did.
Yeah.
And then obviously I was going in and changing things up myself too.
Yeah, the thing about H is he can really put forth a vision of something that's realistic. Like, it might not be top notch in terms of like, oh, you got all your textures organized right, nip maps and everything. But if you want something to look right, he can do that. Like,
Exactly,
it's not like something where, oh gosh, like a map on the mod hub where they just throw down a couple easy sheds and it's a farmyard.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, what he can't do, we're always there to finish the, if he builds it, we'll come finish it. I mean, look what Mark did. Like, he helped tie that map together.
Yeah, I remember seeing them hand that map off like so many times, and they couldn't even remember who was doing what because they were both just they were both just so hard into that map.
Oh man, that was a cool project. Like, it literally tied all the mods, Tired Iron, Jono, and everybody else. Even the mods you did, like a lot of stuff you did, everyone's stuff kind of got tied in perfect to that map. Like, it was the pinnacle.
Don't be so quick to include me because half the stuff on my itch is junk, and I would remove it if not for the fact that people actually use it.
Okay, but you got the FP240 in the 8000 series.
Okay, that is true. I'm lucky that Jono let me do that.
Yeah. And you did the original Meyer box conversion before Jono took it over, I think?
Yep, among some people.
Okay, so when Jono took it over, did he add anything new? Like I said, I never got even to installing them because my farm was too small.
Like, you would not recognize mine next to his. So what I did is I converted the leaked version from Appalachia's. What Jono did is he did the full model lineup. So what I had was the RT 216, 218, 220, and 222.
Okay.
Just the front and back unloads, like basic, you could get by with them because they would do everything. And then he went back through, he included everything on a wagon or a standard straight chassis, and he added front unload only, rear unload only, front and rear, and he went all the way up to 26 foot on the straight chassis.
Okay. So and then he also added single rear wheel options too, didn't he?
Yep, because I just had his was just the tandems.
Yep,
that's everything.
So I had the version that he did in 19, but it wasn't that complete. It was all the pieces to put it together is what you had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can the AI bail now? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead and answer.
Oh, yeah. So I tried it earlier. It doesn't detect a field when you have a bailer on, sadly. You can use the GPS, I think, to bail. You just have to mess around with the offset. AJ Hunter, it's hard to stay at this point until somebody kind of gives it a shot. You'd have to wait till somebody with integrated graphics gives it a shot and kind of can report back. Integrated graphics are hit or miss, and it depends how new it is, too. It's been a while since I know my girlfriend's laptop with integrated graphics couldn't even run 22, to put it in perspective. So it really depends on which integrated graphics you have.
I will say that the laptop my brother has is Intel UHD 620. And
that sounds pretty old.
It's not that old, but it's
okay.
New. It's probably 5-6 years old.
Okay, that makes sense. That's what I was figuring, because I was gonna say they went. They have XE in the name now, don't they?
Something like that. And I think the newest one is like a UHD 630 that was the generation after that, and even that got outdated. But anyways, a UHD 620 will do Farming Simulator 22 low graphics, like all graphics to a minimum, at about 20 FPS with a fully loaded farm. If you want to get into high poly stuff, shoot the PC.
He says
Iris
he is.
PC might be a little better.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the more modern one, isn't it?
And those are, I want to say those are actually tuned a little bit for gaming. Whereas the UHD 620, that was an office laptop that we just shot in the dark for. But I think Iris
I'm
XE is
determined to fill
built
this
for
baler.
gaming.
I'm like determined, Derry. I just need 16
Oh my
liters.
gosh.
I need 8 liters. Oh, here it is, right here. Oh, are you kidding me right now? I'm not taking a baler back with this much of a bale in it. I wish there was a mod where you could just dump it out.
Yeah, there is one in 22 that came around about 2 years after release, and it was such a lifesaver. But I also just don't like using round bales.
These grass fields are fields where? Oh, there's a whole bunch of grass fields. They could have bought. That would have been nice to bale. Look at that, Derry.
I got stream delay,
Oh, yeah. I had the, I
about
changed.
10, 15.
I cranked the latency up to hopefully um make it better. But field 44 there, just one couple long straight passes. But I'm on field 12 and 11 here.
Is that a corn maze I see?
Sunflower maze.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it was teased in a few of the trailers. Oh, you could visit different farmlands. I didn't notice. I didn't really notice that till now. Yeah, there's a whole it's a whole adventure area kind of thing. All dedicated to sunflowers. It was in a couple of the trailers. I haven't really looked at it to be honest. But yeah. Take a quick run around here. Well, there's a name on this sign. Sunset Farm. Huh. Pretty cool. I wonder if there's a corn maze in 22. Do you know if it withered? Like, I never stayed on Elm Creek long enough to find out if that withered.
I don't think I stayed on it long enough,
Someone will
but
know in the comments.
yeah. Well,
Alright.
some of the console guys that stick with the same map for who knows how long.
Yeah, I like sticking with the same map. I just gotta find the right map. Of course, I always find it at the end of the release cycle. I don't know if there's any collectibles. It weathered, they're saying.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any collectibles. There's a lot of little hidden Easter eggs and stuff in the buildings. Nothing you can really collect, as far as I know. I haven't looked. Was there a reference to the collectibles in 22? And what happens if you got all the collectibles?
So collectibles in 22, each one that you got would give you like $1,000, and if you collected all of them, it would give you 100,000 bonus or something.
Okay,
It
so
depended on the map. So if
it's
there was like 5 collectibles, you could get 20k each, or if there was 100, you get 1k each, or something like that.
so it's basically the way it always has been with the collectibles when they had collectibles in other games. Like
Well,
FS11, you collected bottles, I think.
yeah, I only remember 17, 19, and 22. 22 having the incremental collectibles, 19 not having any at all, and 17 having the nuggets that gave you the reward after you got all 50 of them, which was a nightmare.
Oh man,
I
somebody
remember
somebody had a
remember
lot of.
worker farms where they dumped them in a pond, you collected them all at once.
That's hilarious. I never messed with that map. Okay, every time I try to send my AI back to the farm, it's not working right now. It was working good earlier. Oh, that's our first piece of branded traffic there. That's Skoda, by the way. I believe that was the Skoda.
There's the Skoda and then the Internationals, right?
Yeah, but that was actually part of the AI traffic. Was the Skoda was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the purpose of the Skoda is, other than just a transport vehicle. I guess you could squeeze 5 people into the thing, but it serves no. Oh, oh, almost. It almost got me. At least they were nice enough to put a switcher engine on this tiny little train instead of having road power on it. FS15 also had gold nuggets apparently. Alright, I should probably start putting equipment in sheds, but we'll get there. I think I just need to get rid of this massive barn thing in the middle of my farm and put a shed-looking shed down. Alright, I don't feel like doing any loader work right now, and I never really got to mess with this in the past 2 games it's been available. So we're gonna give this thing a run. I'm gonna send this to the shop to pick it up, and then I'm gonna go move the swather back.
Is it just me, or is the camera angle in the store, does it like follow the implement around instead of just rotating on a fixed point?
Uh, I don't quite follow.
Okay, so instead of have like the camera's got its the point that it rotates around, right?
Um, yeah.
Is it not like moving up and down the vehicle? Like if you have a long vehicle, it's kind of following it.
Let me go get a long vehicle. Go get the longest vehicle.
Because it definitely doesn't look like a fluid rotation anymore, which is kind of neat if it is.
Is this answering your question? I don't fully understand your question, so I'm just kind of grabbing something long. Like this is as far as I can zoom in, and it won't let me zoom in any closer here.
Still watching you select a trailer, one sec.
Oh, yeah, the latency must be really far behind.
Okay, yes, it is what I think it is. Have you played ATS?
Yeah,
So you know how with the camera you can rotate it, but it also kind of slides around the trailer?
yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like that in FS now. It's not rotating around one single point, so you like your camera's hugging the vehicle if it's a really long one and you're far away. It's kind of tracking around the whole outline of the vehicle now.
I kind of get what you're saying now. I'm like really terrible with attention to detail, so I didn't even catch that until you pointed it out.
Yeah, basically like ATS's camera, I mean, it doesn't give you the same translate or rotate things, but it's very same principle now.
I wonder why they went that way because if I remember I guess if something was too big in 22, you couldn't see it all, right?
hmm Well,
Yeah,
I mean, not, I mean, it for some of the ridiculously big things that couldn't even fit inside the physical shop space. I mean, yeah, you don't need to accommodate that, but there were times where, like, I know with low boys or big trailer combinations, if you were zoomed all the way out and you rotated around, sometimes you couldn't even get your camera around it to see, and you'd be like too close on the ends and too far in the middle.
I'm not having much luck getting this thing in here. Just trying to squeeze some stuff into the shop, or into the shed here. Try and bring the frame rate up. For what it's called, where you put stuff behind a wall, it doesn't process it anymore.
Uh, Ambient occlusion?
No,
No.
ambient occlusion is it's where you bake a shadow onto a model. I was about to
Yeah,
call it that too.
it's
Wait a
something
minute.
occlusion.
Yeah,
Parallax occlusion.
yeah, that's it.
Yep. Did they? do that in 25?
Oh yeah, they wouldn't get rid of that. That's a huge performance.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope. There's been no mention of it, but it'd be a weird thing to
Yeah.
drop from the game. We won't know till we
Shoot,
get the Giants editor though.
yeah, I kind of forgot about that in 22 because half the people putting out their sheds couldn't even include it.
Oh, it takes 10 seconds to make a cube and put it around the shed. There was
Yeah, I never looked into it because I was like, I'm not gonna touch buildings. That's not my cup of tea.
I feel like there's definitely a few people who didn't take the time to put it on their entire maps at all,
Mm.
and then it would cause said map to lag. I know it worked great on Richlands though, because I would I'd buy something high poly and stuff it in a shed to close the door. I don't know where I'm going. This is a dead end, isn't it? Well, maybe not. So, wait, I can take this barge across the river. Oh, but it's on the other side of the river. Well,
I
that's
could
just.
probably call it.
Let's try this. I don't think anybody's tried this yet, have they? Has anybody seen anyone try the barge yet? Let's take the barge across. Question is, will the barge? Oh yeah, I got enough room.
I'm pretty sure the barge was pictured carrying that international semi across, so
Yeah, it's true.
it's got the length.
Wow, the water actually looks like water. I feel like it would have been faster to drive around. Hey,
Yeah, you could see.
now we have a ferry though. I mean, that means Large H can do a Peely Island map like he's always dreamed.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Now it can actually be a reality because the ferry exists.
Yeah, now you can finally get your stuff to the sell point.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just glad there's such an abundance of assets right off the bat with these maps and whatnot.
Yeah,
Especially
like
coming from Giants, because as much as we can harp on them for not getting things perfectly, they are up to standard.
they really are. And there's a lot of good buildings that are gonna be able to be reused, and you're also gonna be able to reuse all the 22 stuff too.
As far as buildings go,
I think so. I don't see why you couldn't convert them over.
yeah,
For,
I
I
guess
mean,
whatever
we're still
buildings
using
guys do isn't still the same color materials as the vehicles, is it?
no buildings are usually behind the times on stuff like that, which is good. Oh, it doesn't let you drive while you're on the ferry. Look at.
That locks a vehicle in, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
Nice.
I believe it'll honk the horn to let me go. That's cool.
Yeah, that water, we saw glimmers of what it could be like in 22. Like they started getting the reflections down, but holy cow, that's water.
Yeah, way better than what we've seen previously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I've never driven a tractor uphill this steep. Would it really struggle to pull an empty thing up like this? I mean, I guess this is a pretty serious grade. I don't know if you have hills like this where you're at in Washington, or it's pretty flat.
We don't have we've got some hills that steep, but they're like really short, like up and down and up and down, just
Yeah,
because of washouts and old riverbeds.
yeah.
It definitely would slow down. I mean, it's a 160 horse tractor, and that's a pretty heavy built bale trailer when you think about it. I
That's
wouldn't put it
true.
past it, but it's definitely slow.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same problem with the Magnum with the loaded gravity wagons in 22. Remember that video when
Mm.
I found out I put the actual Cummins sounds on it? I was so
Yeah.
excited. Oh, when did I buy this field? Oh, I bought that cornfield, right? Everybody asked me to buy a cornfield. Don't even know what I own. Okay. Beautiful map. Like, so many little features that you don't catch until you're driving along.
Yeah, wow.
Like the little creek there that feeds
That
the river.
that's part of why I've limited myself on spoilers, because I know there's just so much to unpack that I want to try and find most of it, but I also want to keep up with the modding side of things, which is why I've been in your stream.
Well, that's the place to do it. Oh, get it back up. I mean, you're not gonna see me doing much of a map tour, except for the one Large H requested. But he just wants to see buildings up close.
Mhm.
Oh, by far, Fender, by far. This is amazing. Like it's never gonna be perfect because they just. Oh, what's this?
I mean, they're not basing it off of real locations, so it is European imagination coming in, and for that and being what it is now, you really can't fault them.
Oh, this is cool.
But yeah, this is definitely the best base game
There
US map.
is collectibles, guys.
Oh, there is.
I didn't see what it looked like though. I'm sorry. I should have
We're gonna
looked to see
pause the
it.
stream.
Did you see it before I picked it up? I just walked up to it.
I haven't even seen it yet.
Okay.
Oh, you found a part of the grain elevator museum. That's all it says.
Yeah, it just give me the option to collect it.
Yeah, I definitely missed that.
I
Because you
didn't.
didn't even look at it.
Huh? I spoiled the location, but you don't know what you're looking for, so
Yeah, that's one of how many? 20.
only 24.
Yeah.
Alright, let's put this bad boy in operating position. Never used this thing before in my life, so I'm assuming I go this way to the bale. That seems wrong. No, that is
You want
right.
to have.
Oh wait,
Yeah, you
no,
want to have the flat.
flat side.
Yep.
I feel like I didn't bail this field in a way that I want to do this properly. This is definitely way better than using a loader. Okay, that's cool. This is a serious auto-loaded trailer. Because, like, I know previously the best ones we had that I used only held 8 bales. And they'd stacked them vertically, but I know this thing's going to dump them off in a big long row.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Anderson equipment was some of the best stuff we got in 19.
Oh, by far.
And I really want them to make sure they keep. Like, there's just so many DLCs that it's easy equipment to keep adding into the game, and even some of the base game stuff. I really hope that they're just keeping the game's file size low for an easy download, and then people can build up their farms how they want with mod downloads.
I'm hoping we see a lot of Giants mods. FS Club said in a stream, I was watching his stream for a couple minutes, just seeing what everyone else is doing, and he had mentioned that we're going to see Giants mods right on Tuesday. Which will,
That's gonna be very refreshing if that's the case, because I will actually riot if we don't get the Oxbow equipment, because I was so pumped about that grape harvester, even though I'm probably one of 2 people in the community who are.
I've never harvested grapes.
Harvester.
I've never harvested grapes.
Living where I live, you have to love grapes.
Fair enough. If I went down to Niagara, I'm sure I'd see a grape harvester at least once.
Yeah, they added a new brand of grape harvester that I didn't even think was something that they do, and they didn't even shine a light on it. It's like, what the heck? I just had to find this on their site.
There's a lot of stuff that I'm surprised more of the international trucks didn't get spotlight. Because, like, that's big for this game. Like,
And I mean, to be fair, I'd say a solid 60% of the fact sheets were US, so they couldn't completely overdo it. But that grape harvester wasn't. There was some other stuff that you could technically shine a light on that really deserved it. But yeah, IH pickups being the first thing in is, oh boy.
I never thought we were gonna see a licensed pickup brand in 25, man. And for it to be
Yeah.
International Harvester, man.
It's funny because it's technically a Chevy, the big one.
Yeah, I know. You know someone's gonna do that swap.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how it has the upgraded display to it, and I'm like, nobody orders their international medium duty truck with the.
Oh, it's got the big one.
Yeah, it's got the same one as my truck.
That's awesome.
I have that mine's a half ton obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
same interior, just doesn't say an international on it.
Yeah, we've got a 2018 3/4 ton with the full display on it. As soon as I saw that interior, I'm like, wait a minute.
How is the 3/4 ton version of those trucks?
The L5P and just everything about those trucks, I love them.
Really?
I mean, I love my LBZ, but those trucks are really nice.
I want to find a 3/4 ton gas, I think, to replace mine, just for the reliability. Like, yeah,
Yes,
I don't
those are
really,
super solid.
I don't drive my pickup that much that the fuel economy would be that bad. But what's better is that the 3/4 ton gas doesn't have the AFM, which is like the 4 cylinder mode. The transmission doesn't turn the torque converter doesn't turn into confetti and destroy your transmission. It's just an all around. The truck itself is a great design. Like, I've had no issues with mine, realistically. I mean,
Yeah.
manifold bolt broke. I mean, long before I bought it, and I just refused to fix it because I just feel like one day it's just not gonna be worth it anymore. So just let it just fall apart.
Uh-huh.
And let me tell you, it's 4 years solid. The most amount of money I spent on that thing was brakes, and the only thing that I replaced that broke was the thermostat.
Yeah, I think, come to think of it, my grandpa in Minnesota actually has a 2016 with a gas engine, and it has that V8 to V4 switch.
Yep.
It's really nice to drive.
Yeah, that's only on the half tons though, which is nice.
Uh,
Yeah, the 3/4 ton does not have that. So the downside to it is it causes the lifters to collapse. Again, never happened to me. Knock on wood. But I mean, the first time that truck has some multi-$1,000 problem with it, it's going on Kijiji for parts.
yeah, I mean,
It's
in my experience with GM trucks, they had a bit of a soft spot from like '07 to 2011 or 12 or whenever they made the slight styling switch. Other than that, they feel super solid. I mean, people are going to complain about the look on the new trucks, but
I think I missed my turn
there's
there. I never liked the '07s to 2013s. They were hideous. The GMCs were kind of bearable, but they were just, and they aged poorly. The interiors aged poorly. They rusted. like
they felt they feel cheap on the inside.
they do. They really do.
And I think it's a byproduct of GM's bankruptcy in '08
Oh,
and
definitely.
getting dragged out by the U.S. government.
Well,
Because yeah, I mean, I've got a really easy comparison because we own a ton of GMT 800s for our farm pickup, so I've grown up around those my whole life. I'm driving an LBZ. Then my dad has a 2008 diesel LMM, and that truck just feels so just, yeah, like the interior doesn't
cheap.
feel great. It drives like I don't even know if it doesn't feel like agile at all. It feels like an actual, like more of what city folk would describe a truck as, just a big heap that takes forever to turn.
Yeah,
And
like
then
that, and they
my
look like it
brother's got
too.
a, yeah, but on the contrary, my brother's got a 20, it's I think it's a 2011, 12 or 13, somewhere in there. the next Duramax generation, and it looks so much nicer and drives really nice.
I didn't know they went through 2 generations in those trucks.
Duramax engine at least.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And I think yeah. So the LMM went from 2007 to 2010, I believe. 2010.
Oh, that was a very long trip back to the farm, but I made it.
20. Yeah. LMM went 2007 to 2011, and then in 11 they switched over to the LML, which was a redesign. They basically fixed the issues they were having with emissions and some of the electrics, because the one they had in 2007, that was their first try with the upped emission standards. LBZ is coveted because it was right before they upped emissions. And then LML was kind of like a refined version of that. L5P even more so.
What's the current one?
L5P.
Oh, they're still making it, eh?
I think so, unless they announced a new one.
I don't follow it. Duramax is all, diesel trucks have always, no matter how far ahead I get in life, diesel trucks are always out of my budget. I swear, it's like,
Oh, so okay, yeah, L5D is current.
okay. So
There's a
basically,
slightly different version in the international CV. Interestingly enough.
there's a what? Sorry, a 7-liter?
No, there's a slightly different version.
Oh, sorry. I had heard.
Version.
Sorry, I had heard talk of there being a 7-liter version for the international trucks, but I don't think it ever became a thing.
Yeah, probably another power plant experiment with international that didn't happen, I guess.
It's kind of funny that international is using Chevy engines.
Yeah. I think there's rumors of GM going to an 8.3 liter Duramax.
Yeah, Cummins is also going to a much larger displacement as well. There's rumors of that too. So I think it's just because, like, I'm assuming the 3/4 tons will stay on the smaller engine, and the 1 tons and bigger are going to go to a larger engine, just to be, because we're at that point in technology where those 1-ton trucks can do it.
Yep.
Like, I wonder if we're gonna get to a point here where 1-ton trucks are gonna come with air brakes at some point here.
Could be an option, or maybe they'll keep that on the 455 50s.
Are they an option on the those medium duty trucks?
I want to say that they are. I could just be thinking of really old trucks though.
First time using the Anderson.
You
can get it?
Yeah, from what I can tell. Most likely on the top model, it looks like.
That makes sense. I'm just take a second to refresh chat here, see if anything's. I know we've had issues today with chat freezing up, and I've had issues 2.5 years ago. Chat freezing up, so every once in a while I'll tab and just double check. First time using the Anderson wrapper since 2019, though.
Oh, you never got to it in 22?
No, it was on my list.
Oh yeah, you were using that McHale.
Yeah, when I found out that thing was converted, I'm like, oh, I got an idea.
Yep. Slowest bale wrapping process in existence.
Yeah, but that's how we did it in the 90s.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that. I can take a jab at it still.
Yeah, I know.
Bale is.
No, I get it. It is very time consuming, but it is a very still a very popular way around here, actually. I mean, tube wrapping is the way to go here. But the occasional guy that does it himself, he'll have one of those wrappers because they're dirt cheap.
Yeah, if I drive about 3 hours in one direction, I could probably find marshmallow farms.
Oh man,
a lot of those smaller guys like using them.
Marshmallow farms. Man, it takes a lot of bales to get that bale on the ground on the Anderson.
Is that ground deformation coming into effect?
Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. Not so much because the ground's really dry, but you can kind of see it here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the discoloration too when I'm in third person here.
Yeah. I'm glad it's like just noticeable like that, because we saw early access photos and I was like, oh, if they're making us dig up ruts in our fields, I'm gonna lose it.
No, they exaggerated it by using wet ground.
Yeah, that's fair.
One thing I wish we had stubble destruction, because that would go
I mean,
really
if it's
good with.
anything like 20, sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
if it's anything like 22, then we'll have it pretty fast. It just won't be base game.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't think it was that hard to add.
No, there was literally a line in the XML, like fruit destruction or something, or stubble destruction, that you could just add in, and we don't know why they didn't include it.
Well, remember we were talking about mulchers, um, for mulchers being able to make cornstalk bales? Boy, were we wrong what that code was for. Just flipping through the
Oh,
corn
really?
XML. Yeah, that's flipping through the corn XML. That code was for the choppers to leave different stalks than the combines.
That's funny.
Yeah,
So all that Hinniker speculation was really speculation then.
I know, but it makes sense. It made sense to me because, like, but I guess I wonder if Hinniker just backed out. That's why the post got deleted off Twitter.
Yeah, it could have been the case.
Or maybe we'll see it as a DLC. Who knows? I remember one time in 19, the Anderson DLC was so bugged that I came back after a save game. I believe because I put it in multiplayer. All my tube wrap was individual bales. I was so pissed.
Oh, dang.
I hope they stay connected in. I really hope they stay connected in 20 or 25 here. Oh, I have a question for you that you might be able to answer. When I buy my net wrap, I have the option of standard net and all my brands, but then from Lizard, I also have film binding. Any idea what film binding would be? I haven't been able to get my baler empty enough to put it in.
So here's the funny thing. We don't make bales. We just buy bales.
Ah,
Especially don't do anything with round bales. I've never seen a round bale on a place in my life.
okay.
So I don't really know what that means.
Okay, well, I will, I have a skid of it sitting over there. If I make enough round bales, I guess we're going to find out. I'm assuming it's a different type of net wrap. Because this one is a very, this one's a woven style. And I wonder if that one is a different, like,
I think it's longevity. I want to say they mentioned that in the blog, but I can check. You also have messages in chat.
oh, it's not updating. Let's see what,
Two
hey,
new ones.
how's first person in the John Deere? I will pop over to first person. Let me pop this chat out so I can hopefully read what you guys are saying live. Because we are having an issue with it again. Yep, I will be hosting mods on my website. In fact, I have a mod for day one already. I can't discuss much about it, but I mean, you did see part of it there with the row crop hubs on the Challenger, but there's more. There's a little more to it than that. Plan is to have it scheduled for. I probably have it scheduled to release automatically, like minutes after the release of 25. That way I don't get in any trouble for making it during early access. So, what are your plans for 25, Derry? Convert that 8000 series right off the bat, or what?
Funny thing about the 8000 series, that's probably going to be in Blender again for another 14 months.
Oh boy. Now you know
Let's-
you don't have to retexture it. There's a the new exporter. You hit a button, it turns your UDIM to the new system, right?
I had heard about that, but that would not have changed my decision because there is a lot of work I can still do to that tractor.
Like what? Out of
So-
curiosity.
Among other things, there are some model inaccuracies. There are some ways I can rebuild the configurations because over the course of 14 months, I learned a lot about modeling in low poly. I could do some poly crunching. I could take out all of the interior cab textures and make them actual decals instead of making them part of the model. I've got brainstorming for a lot of configurations that could be added as well.
I'm assuming a silage blade's one of them.
I really want to do that, but that's not something I want to sink the time into with how little references I have.
That's fair.
I was thinking about a Diegelman 4657 to replicate how our packing tractors were about 15 years ago that I grew up in, but I don't know how far I want to go with it.
What about
'cause I just
reaching
get
out? What about reaching out to our contact at Tube Line for a CAD model of the mount for the blade that 82 Squared did back in 19?
Two things on that. One, I don't really want to feel the sinking responsibility from
Fair enough.
a real life company. And two, what the heck is pit bull? What the heck is a pit bull blade? I need yellow or browser black.
It's available in. They're available in any color you want.
Okay, no, so it's not that. It's just that if I don't really have experience with it in real life, I don't have as much motivation to
That's
work
fair.
on it. When it's not like early on, I was doing simple converts to get my head around Modi, but now the projects that I work on, I want to have some sort of attachment to them. And I mean, there's the one certain project that
Yeah.
you know about that I can't get done because I'm like, yeah.
I mean,
And
if you want to give it up, you can always pass it off to custom modding. I'm sure they'd be dying to take on another CAD model.
Yeah. I've been trying to pass it off for a while, but I mean I'm just trying to pass it off to the group that we've got that are in the exact same boat as me, as not doing it for anything more than a hobby and what they know.
Yeah, I would honestly reach out to custom.
And the annoying thing is I've got it really close on the model side of things.
Well,
So
at that
I mean,
point,
I could just the only thing is that I don't have the original model file. I've got what I've done with it, so
it should still be in the email chain. I can probably find it, but I've honestly thought about reaching out to custom about the other CAD model they sent us that has not even been touched.
That would be worth doing.
I don't know if they'd touch it though, because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not on good terms with JHHD, but I know that guy would be a sucker for a CAD model.
Hey, maybe I gotta be the guy to reach out to him, man. Because I mean, I hate to be that guy, but I just don't know if custom would do it justice. They always seem to miss stuff with their mods. I have to say that.
I think given the type of equipment that it is, it's 50-50 because they are doing something that's related to it. You know what I mean? Something very important that would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, would they touch it with a 10-foot pole because it's not up their alley?
I mean, we saw a Valmetal Fat Mix, which is something I've never thought we'd see a decent mixer
Yeah,
back in an FS.
fair enough. I'd start with custom, and if they give you an email address, I can just add them to the email chain and explain the situation.
Yeah, but well, I mean, if that was to happen, honestly, you might be the best person to reach out about that.
Custom,
Since
yeah,
you've
but
been
I'm
there.
not reaching out to JHG.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I
Problem
guess
is, they're really bad at agreeing in the moment, and then no follow up.
yeah.
I
Maybe,
I I'm in their group chat, or well, what's left of it.
yeah. Maybe I'll talk to you in DMs
Yeah, that's
about that.
yeah, good
We'll
idea.
continue that conversation over there because there's a lot I could say, but maybe not here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. They got a lot on their plates, and the thing
Mm.
about custom is too, their team has changed so much over the
Yeah, a
years.
lot.
It's not the same. I don't think there's any of the same guys. I think whoever owns the page is the only original guy left, and I don't even know who it is. Because I had some assumptions as to who it was. I thought it was Raphael, but Raphael has kind of like dipped.
Wow.
I guess Nicholas would be the one that runs the page. I don't know. I haven't seen his name around the community either in a while, so I don't even know what to think.
I think the most we see of him is when Duca posts in the group
Yeah,
about models he's working on.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
This has got to be the nicest
Oh,
tube wrap I've ever done in Farm Sim history.
wow. You might want to keep up with the chat too.
I'm
We got
still
Terry with me
chat's
again.
chat's still not updating.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah, there we go. It just
after my
updated.
message, there's 4 new ones.
Yeah, I see that now. I didn't even see your message play. I had to alt tab.
Huh.
John Deere has.
Yeah. I'll keep letting you know then.
Okay, Craig's explaining um the net wrap here. There's just female cows, or female animals. Am I gonna convert any of my mods to FS from FS22? I don't know yet. I've given it an attempt without the Giants editor, and it has failed miserably. So we'll hold off and see on that. The beast. Which settings are you looking for specifically? I can show you the settings. I wonder if that film wrap is like a. Oh, oh, we're about to. We might be sending this into the space program. I wonder if that film wrap is a knockoff version of John Deere's net wrap. Now,
I
here's
think I think all of the wraps are licensed in the game though, right?
there's two lizard ones.
Uh,
Hmm. It's actually turned out pretty decent, all things considered. The connectors are looking a little rough. I like how this works. It's just a bunch of little connectors and just regular wrapped bales. It's so simple, but so genius. And we have not even depleted one box of wrap. This thing holds 8. That's pretty,
that's generous.
yeah, that's extremely, they had high hopes. I don't think the average user will ever use all 8 boxes.
I think they'll lose their sanity before they get through that much.
I think the only way you'd ever really burn through the, like a full load of wrap would be if you had had that John Deere baler that wraps.
Hmm.
That'd probably be the only way to spend all day just making grass hay. That was actually my plan, was to buy that, but I had a vote in the chat, and it was New Holland versus Coon.
Hmm.
I liked the Coon baler, but it just didn't look North American enough, and everyone voted New Holland. So I think it was like 2 to 4. Okay, let me find a shorter route to where I'm going here, because last time I really messed up. Okay, it's a lot of zigzagging, but I'm better off to go straight, turn right, turn left, Zigzag that way instead of zigzagging through the town. I should just take the duals off the white tractor because it's got the highest horsepower. Let me just refresh the chat here if there's any new messages. Oh, there's a bunch here. Okay. Just basic settings. Like, you're not looking for the controls, you're looking for these settings. So you got pause, you can rename your save game on the go here, your time scale, your difficulty, traffic on off, seasonal growth, days per season, or days per month, sorry, visual, fixed month, snow on and off, your standard crops and growth. The only new thing they've added is the ability disaster destruction. You're gonna get a tornado regardless if it happens, but this disables the destruction. Dirt speed, automatic engine start, all this stuff is standard from FS22. All your stuff for your helpers is the same here. General settings, same stuff as 22 there. You have the ability to switch between hectares and acres now, which I believe was not an option in 22. Nothing really new here either. These are all, yeah, these are all still options right out of 22. And then obviously your controls here. Just looking at some of these, I haven't actually looked at them myself. I love the fact that the traffic is so much more diverse than just a bunch of generic cars. I still don't understand why the Skoda's here as a drivable vehicle. I'm assuming they got licensed for traffic, and they're just like, all right, just put it in the game. Were you in the admin office earlier when we were jumping stuff over the snow pile? Derry?
No, I haven't. I only caught your morning stream, and then I've been.
Okay, right after that stream, we were like messing around with stuff, and then we wanted to see if the snow appeared on vehicles. We couldn't figure it out. I even went as far as forcing it through the save game, and it just wouldn't go. So there is something to it, or it's just not. Or when they talk about snow on vehicles, it's different. I think it's only on the tires. I don't know. We never got to the bottom of that. If anybody's seen it in another stream, let me know in the chat. I'm curious as to how that works. I love the look of the town too. Like it feels each and every time we get a new U.S. map, it feels like you're in North America slightly. It's just like these old buildings, like these commercial buildings, they really fit. Some of them do look a little European, but the others are like they really do fit. I'm gonna refresh the chat here again. I had to do it manually. Hey, Scottish Modding, how's it going? Animals will probably be expanded by the enhanced animal script, so I think I'm assuming if that comes out enough times over various game channels, they'll just add it to the base game. Seems to be the way things go. Oh, anyway, I was gonna say when we were jumping the vehicles earlier, the Skoda wasn't really worthwhile jumping. We jumped that ape three-wheeled thing.
Oh yeah.
It just all it did was go over the pile. It just landed right on its roof, and the
I mean,
dirt
it's got
but
3 horsepower. What were you looking for?
I don't know. It's a little two-stroke in there too, eh?
Yeah, no, I'll give Giants this. They haven't added all the equipment in the world, but what they have had has been unique and provides so many bases for modding and
And
expanding the game. Like they are genuinely it. You can tell they care about getting this game to a wide audience and getting everything included that they can.
and that's exactly it. Like a lot of people are disappointed in what's available, but you got to remember we're gonna have Giants mods. We're going to have we're gonna have mods in general. We're gonna have the free content updates. Like this is all free stuff we're getting. Obviously, it's not there day one, but everything you need to get started and farm in
Mhm.
multiple different ways is there day one. It's the equipment was diversified because the amount of new crops we have. Like, there's a lot of stuff that had to be included,
Mhm.
and like just to the people that are like really holding it against them for what's available right off the hop, all I gotta say is just wait for those Giants mods, wait for the free content updates, and just we're gonna see a lot of stuff here. We're gonna see a lot of stuff get converted really easily too.
Yeah. And I can't lie, I'm gonna be a skeptic on how they could actually like their ability to get everything in, but I can't see that happening. I am just still fully prepared to go find the cracked version of the Oxbow DLC from 22 so I can get my grape harvester.
Oh God.
That is a joke. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to get Tyson kicked out of the partner program.
Oh man. What was in the so they added a grape harvester in the Oxbow DLC?
Mm-hmm. And it was not just a grape harvester. It was a grape harvester that could store the grapes in a tub, eject them on the conveyor, or you could even put a sprayer attachment on it. It was a 3-in-1.
Okay, that's handy. What do you mean by put them in a
Mm-hmm.
tub?
So you know how like the New Holland ones, they harvest the grapes and they keep them in storage compartments in the back, and then you unload at the end of the row.
I never used it. I didn't realize you had to unload it that fast.
Oh,
Like this.
open up a grape harvester in 25, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's usually one or sometimes two tubs on either side of the harvesting unit, usually sit above the rear wheels, and they're like a grain tank for a combine. They'll store all the grapes there. You hit the end of the row, there'll be a trailer there waiting, and they'll tip out the back.
Okay. And then, so what did this one do that you're talking about?
So the Oxbow had the option for that with the two tubs that tip out the back. It also had an option for a conveyor coming out the side where it would offload it like a forage harvester, like right away as soon as they're harvested. You'd have a trailer running alongside you a couple rows over.
Gary,
That's how
take a
we
look what I'm
do it.
looking at. I think I just found what you're talking about. I believe this thing here does
Um,
exactly what you're talking. I think this is only unload on the go for the most part.
the
Or,
Arrow grape liner?
yeah, I don't know how this one functions. Looks like it.
No, that's still capacity. You have a capacity option there.
Yeah,
It's
I see
hanging on the
that,
right side.
but this doesn't just auger it out or something.
Well,
Really?
so all have augers to get it out, but with that Oxbow that had the conveyor, there was no storage capacity. It goes straight out.
Oh, okay, but you
Just
also
like a
said it
forage
had
harvester,
tubs.
it processes and goes straight. Yeah, so it had an option for a tubs and it had option for a conveyor to send it straight out. No storage capacity.
Okay, I get it now.
And then yeah, the third option was it had sprayer booms.
Huh. And that was a store option. You could attach them.
Store option, configure between the three.
Huh. Okay, I see now. I fully understand.
Hmm.
All right, so the plan is we're gonna wrap these bales up, and then we're gonna hit the hay. And we completed a whole day. We started. I don't know what time it started me in the morning of this game, but it's now 6 p.m. Oh, it only allows one bale. Oh, one bale size. Oh, I guess that's staying there forever. That'll be there the day I'm testing mods on this save game. It'll still be sitting there in Farming Simulator 28.
Woo!
All right. It's been a long day. I got up. Oh, there's just a floating sign there. It's been a long day. I got up nice and early to start downloading the early access because we got we basically got it like as soon as we were allowed to stream it. So like the other tiers, there's advantages to like moving up the partner program, right? And the higher tiers, from my understanding, they definitely got it earlier because I think DJ Go had a whole bunch of videos that he was posting while live
Yeah,
streaming. So
I bet. Yeah, I think people like the farm sim guy had stuff preloaded.
yeah, they definitely got it earlier than we only got it at the last second, but I'm not complaining. I'm very thankful. Like I didn't think I was even gonna get it, like because they've changed a lot of the requirements for maintaining your partnership,
Mm-hmm.
and the day they announced that, I did not meet the requirements, but very quickly did I turn things around in my partnership, and I'm no longer on thin ice.
Well, I mean,
Wait,
hey, you can't get more thin ice than the squad making a competitive mobile game and still getting partner access.
the squad's not a partner. He is an extremely popular YouTuber who bypasses the whole partner program and just gets early access.
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember Kedrick saying he got kicked out of the program, but like, I remember seeing Jeff Bavignano got early access.
Who's that?
Uh, he streams GTA 5, or he streams and makes videos on GTA 5, 5M, some Microsoft Flight Simulator, ATS, bunch of different things.
Okay, Kadirk's still in there. I still see
Yeah,
him
no,
around.
Kedrick's still a partner. So it's funny because Kedrick thought he got kicked out of the partner program too, but it turns out that they stopped doing emails and moved it to the Discord. He never got the memo,
Oh,
despite the fact that he is an active employee for American Farming.
is that game still in development?
Yeah, they just put out an update the other day with adding like a boxcar magnum and a few other things.
Oh, huh.
Yep.
Never been much for playing games on my phone, but I mean, the squad saw an opportunity. He took it.
Yeah. There's clearly an audience for it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. All right, let's wrap these bales up. This is were you on here early? Were you in the stream when they were making fun of me and saying I should be banned from placing placeables?
Yeah, I remember that with all the jabs at the farmyard.
I've never been good at placeables, and there's a very good reason why I've avoided them on live streams.
Yeah. No, I just got back into your Discord this morning, but I did catch the stream.
Yeah, they told me you were back in Discord. I'm like, all right, give him as much access as you can. And when I'm done the stream, I'll give him his community manager back.
It's funny because I came back fully expecting to just start at the bottom again because I was like, they know me. It's not like I need to have the roles. And then I got everything back and I was like, oh, it's like I never left.
Yeah. Oh man, we weren't gonna let you sit those lower channels there.
I appreciate it.
No problem, man. You do a lot for the community.
I wouldn't say that, but I feel like I am here.
I mean, not just mine though. Like, I mean, you were a moderator for Kadirk, weren't you?
Still am. I got the
Okay.
access back right away too.
Yeah, me and him know. Me and him know a good moderator. We see one. Oh
Yeah,
man.
no, I mean I got close with those guys too, so they weren't gonna let that slide. I can't leave a month from the community and come back and
No.
not know people, I guess.
Man, I left for 2.5 years, and I came back, and everybody remembered who I was.
Yep. We were still waiting for the streams to come back, and here they are.
Yep. Oh, I know. Everybody was. Oh, I better hurry this up. My girlfriend's going to bed without me. Is that enough? I will say they've improved the driving, bail physics. Everything's like gotten slightly better over every release. But they nailed the bail physics in 22. They got them slightly better in 25. Like, I don't find myself getting bails stuck as often. And then driving physics are just, if you guys haven't seen it, I had 2 silage bales in the back of a pickup truck, and you guys know how that ends when you drive full speed down the road in 22. Well, let's just say that thing was glued to the road like a true 3/4 ton truck. There wasn't a single issue, and honestly, I think that thing's like was significantly overloaded. Just refreshing the chat here.
I've heard that semi-truck suspension is still junk, but that's not something modding values can fix.
No.
Like, it's standard giants of making the cab sway like 15 degrees forward and backward, and you feel like you're on a bucking Bronco.
Oh man.
And then there's no suspension on the tires, so you just jolt over every bump.
See, I never mess with semi trucks, so I never checked that. And I think a lot of people realize too the content they're expecting to see in this channel versus, say, someone else's, and you know what I mean. Like, people come here expecting to see dairy farming, and that's what they're gonna see.
Yep.
Like, I'm not gonna run around and, you know, like, I wanted to actually, because, you know, it is a southern map. I wanted to do a cotton farm, but it's like I don't think there's much cotton equipment. Actually, I haven't even looked. I don't even know where it is on the list here. Let's take a look. Oh, there's the harvester. So the John Deere did make a return.
That's good.
They didn't really. I thought they had a bale fork thing for cotton, but I guess maybe not.
The McCormick bale forks, I hope they brought those back.
No, they didn't.
Dang it. They probably still got the auto bale loader then.
Yeah, they are. The auto bale loaders are still there.
Yeah. Always wondered if we'll ever get some quality southern mods. Because cotton is something I'd love to explore, it's just you have to go new or go home.
Well, there was that cotton DLC for 19. Somebody converted it to 22. If it makes its way into 25, I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I tried it. I tried doing a stream for it in 19, and it was like multiplayer, but it was very disorganized. It fell apart very quickly. I would love to give it a shot. It's one of those things that I want to give it a shot, but like I want to put the minimum amount of effort into it because I want to spend most of my time dairy farming.
Yep.
Now that we have base game GPS and the helpers are a lot more helpful, I feel like cotton is definitely something I'm going to explore this time around.
Yeah, and I feel like because of the features that they've added, we don't have to wait as long for mods.
No. And
I mean,
like
I've never felt like I've had to wait for mods super long in previous games, but this one is like, whoa, we can just go in right off the bat, not feeling anything's really that awkward.
exactly, like you're talking like script mods.
Script mods and I guess equipment falls into that category too. Like there's just so much stuff that feels unique and fresh, and it feels like it's its own game, not a continuation of another one. Like it's definitely a buildup of 22, but it's already feels like it has its own, like it's already defined itself, not hinging itself on previous games so much.
No, I get what you mean.
If you know what I'm saying.
And not just that, they went as far as to take out as many vehicles as they could have from being recycled. Like, because like I feel like they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. Because if they recycle a lot of stuff, everyone's like, oh, well, this was in 22. You know.
Yeah.
You gotta look at the shoe on the other foot. Like, oh, there's a lot of new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
people are complaining like, oh, why didn't we get the same tractors we had in 22? Well, manufacturers are going to want to advertise their most current stuff.
And that was another thing too.
Yeah.
And
Because like we jumped to the new generation of 9R and 9RX. We got newer versions of other things that like I didn't keep track of everything. We've got some of our throwback tractors still. It's not that they didn't want to include it. I feel like combination of keeping stuff fresh and like those are older models. They're not going to be as highlighted.
exactly. And them adding this 3650 opens the door to some Mannheim tractors, North American spec ones.
Yeah,
This is,
and Waterloo. Like that's a sound guard cab right there.
yep, it is. There's a whole run of maybe not 30 series, but 40, 50, and 55 series tractors that can be made out of this thing. And
I mean,
I
I
am
think
looking forward to it.
yeah, I think that's a Soundguard 2 cab, but I mean, it's still deer. It's not going to be that different. Modders know how to get there.
It's a regular sound guard.
Really,
Yeah.
I what was the difference between that and the Soundguard 2 then? Because I thought Euro tractors got Soundguard 2s.
I thought Soundguard 2 was like the 60 and 70 series. I could be wrong. But this is... You have to look that up for me because I didn't know there was a Soundguard 2, to be honest. I thought it was all
Try
general.
try it 2 right now, because I hear that moniker a lot with the European tractors.
This looks like a regular Soundguard to me. Keep in mind this is a... Well, this is a 50 series, so if it... Alright, we are done with the Anderson wrapper. I believe I only leased it, so I was sending that thing back. Finish her up here. That should keep the cows fed for a while. Only used half a thing of bale in the wrap. Like, that's insane. This thing's definitely leased, so we'll send it back and... Oh, what do we got for used vehicles here? I think I just bought one of these at full price. Could have used this tedder, but too late now. I guess to see the vehicles I have leased and whatnot, I have to go to this menu here. Is it leased? It is leased. Alright. Back to the dealer goes. That was a good handy tool to have for a short time there. Just gonna refresh the chat. I never tried that out, Fender. But to everybody that's tuned in and still tuned in, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm gonna call it a night. It's 3 in the morning here. And if you guys like this video, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and I'll be live again tomorrow. Take another look at this early access to Farming Simulator 25. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. All right. I believe that ended the stream. Nope.